Good evening, one and all. Today I will be discussing about the interview questions on machine learning. Okay, so totally 25 questions I am having. So these questions will be covering the basic concepts on machine learning. So it will be helpful for you, and some of the fundamental concepts if they are asking in the interview, you will be able to answer those questions. So directly I am entering into the questions. One by one we will discuss the questions. I will tell, and also how briefly you can answer to those questions also I will be explaining. Okay, so machine learning, first question, any interviewer, okay, if they are asking what is machine learning, okay, immediately they will be asking, you can say that uh, automating the task using learning algorithms. Okay, that will be the appropriate answer for what is machine learning. Then the next question he may be asking, what is the difference between artificial intelligence and machine learning. Okay, artificial intelligence is making the machine to think like human. It is not highly related to automation or making the machines automatically to learn from the environment or data, but machine learning is completely automating the learning process and making the machine to automatically do certain tasks. So this is second question. Third questions, uh, learning, what are the different learning available. Okay, so there are three types of learning available. One is supervised learning, unsupervised learning, semi supervised learning. Supervised learning, then he may be asking what is supervised learning. So supervised learning, as you all know, machine learning means input and output. Okay, if you are giving some input, your system should tell some output. It may be prediction result or something. So in supervised learning, input you are giving data as well as some labeled data. So output, it will say what label it is, okay, what class it is. In unsupervised learning, input you will be giving, no labeled data you will be giving. Okay, so it has to learn from data and it will give the output. Semi supervised learning, it is the combination of both supervised as well as unsupervised. So supervised algorithm also will be there, semi supervised unsupervised algorithm also will be there. So combinedly it will be applied on data for performing the learning. Okay, so now what algorithm is famous in supervised learning is classification. Okay, any data you want to classify whether this or that, yes or no, okay, girl or boy, man or woman, these kind of labeling questions comes under classification. Unsupervised learning is clustering, that is grouping similar items. Okay, similar kind of images, similar kind of photos, similar kind of applications, all these you want to group based on certain characteristics, means it is clustering. It is known as unsupervised learning. Okay, next question will be, what is the difference between deep learning and machine learning. Okay, deep learning for processing large data, but machine learning is for processing large data. Deep learning is processing a processing a focused data at multiple levels. Okay, so that is about deep learning. Okay, and when you are working on machine learning, what is bias and what is variance, so they may be asking. So variance is how the data varies when you are applying a machine learning algorithm, how the data distributed, or what are the uh, variations among the data. Okay, so bias is you need to choose a machine learning model. It should be applicable for the entire data set. Okay, so half of the data set your model is working, some result it is giving, and another set of it is giving some other result, means it is not good model. So it is biased, so always it should be unbiased. So bias has to be handled. So bias variance always having a trade off. Okay, it should be less bias, and the variance also should be maintained using some distribution mechanism. So next question is, what is time series. So time series is in machine learning, various data are handled. Okay, time series data, non time series data. Time series related to a discrete interval of time, the data for different attribute is coming, how it is learned, so how your machine is capable of learning it. So that is about time series. Okay, example you can say many stock market data, time series data, and weather report, time series data. Like this you can say that those and all time series data based prediction. Okay, and next question is what is overfitting. Okay, so fitting is you are creating a model in machine learning based on the input data and huge volume of data, and it has trained more, and it is giving a additional result. It has learned more data, but you are applying the prediction on some less quantifiable data, means it is overfitting. Underfitting means the model has not trained enough on more data. Okay, so if less data set only your model has been trained, and it may not be able to predict what you want to apply for the new prediction. Okay, so next question is, so some advantages and disadvantages of decision trees. Okay, some advantages and disadvantages of decision trees. Decision, first, what is decision tree you should know. So decision tree is one of the classification algorithm based on the attributes. It is allowing the a machine learning programmer to construct the tree. Based on the tree, it is performing the classification. Main thing is attribute selection. Okay, this is decision tree. In this decision tree, what are the advantages is so easily you can apply, and when compared to other models, the learning rate is high based on the attribute selection. Advantage. Disadvantage is sometimes decision tree algorithms are suffering with overfitting because large volume of data, and the model is built and it suffers with overfitting. So that is the disadvantage. Okay, so next question is curse of dimensionality. Okay, what is curse of dimensionality? Dimensionality is related with data. Suppose if any data is having 5 attributes or 10 attributes, if it is having, means you are trying to apply a machine learning algorithm. That algorithm is not capable of handling this data set with the attributes. In that time, it is said that it is curse of dimensionality. Okay, so for that what can be done? So that is separate procedures are there. In this specific time, you just know about what is curse of dimensionality. Data set with excessive number of attributes. So that is so what leads curse of dimensionality is many machine learning algorithms are not able to handle the data set. Okay, so next question is regression. Okay, so regression, what is regression? So regression is related to classification only. It is almost little related. Okay, so regression is if you are analyzing the data and creating a model, your machine learning algorithm so will relate the parameters. Okay, for example, today what was the price of a product, yesterday what was the price of the product, tomorrow what will be the product price of the product. Likewise, numerical value if you are predicting, that is known as regression. Two parameters, and based on the numerical values you are predicting, so that is regression. And next one is how you can relate it with the classification is that is regression and classification. In regression, your output will be numerical values, and in classification your output will be any label or any categorical, like yes or no, A or B, okay, X or Y, like that only you will be predicting. So that is the difference between regression and classification. Okay, next one is linear regression. In the regression itself there is a linear regression. What is linear regression? Okay, the interviewer is asking what is linear regression. Regression, any two parameters we will take, consider X and Y. So linearly, when X is increasing, Y is also increasing. So like that, both the parameters are having a proportionate, so it is known as a linear regression. Another regression is also there, logistic regression. Okay, logistic regressional, contrast to linear regression, depending upon one parameter, another parameter may vary or may not vary. So that is logistic regression. Okay, and so next question is k nearest neighbor algorithm. Okay, k nearest neighbor algorithm. What is k nearest neighbor algorithm in classification? It is a classification algorithm. It is used to classify the data based on the nearest data items. So that is the k nearest neighbor. Mostly it is applied for numerical data set. And the next question is whether k nearest neighbor is applicable for image data. Okay, so if the interviewer is asking what is k nearest neighbor and what it is applied for, how it is working, and whether it is applied for image processing, means you can say yes, it can be applied for image processing. The image can be converted into pixels, and the nearby pixel values can be represented as a vector, and then it can be performed the classification. So accordingly k nearest neighbor can be applied for image processing. So like that you can answer to the interviewer question. Okay, so next question, in clustering there is an algorithm called k-means algorithm. So k-means means k is the number of cluster. Okay, cluster means you are grouping the item. So number of items you want to group, 1000 data you are having, you want to group it into 5 group, or you want to group it into 10 groups. Okay, so that is your k-means algorithm. By calculating the distance between the data, it will group the data items into different groups. That is k-means. The previously said k nearest neighbor is, it is a classification. Okay, number of nearby data elements similar to the current data, accordingly it will classify. So now you need, if the interviewer is asking what is the difference between knn and k means, you have to say k means is a clustering, knn is a classification algorithm. K represents, here it is a number of clusters, here k represents the number of similar items near the data. So likewise you need to tell the difference, okay, between k means and k nearest neighbor. And next question is what are ensemble models? Okay, in machine learning many of the questions related to ensemble. Ensemble means it is a combination of one or two model. In machine learning algorithms are there for same classification. There may be naive Bayes algorithm, decision tree algorithm, or SVM algorithm, k nearest neighbor algorithm. In decision tree itself, random forest, J48, C4.5, like that, many algorithms are there. So not all algorithms can handle all the data. So in such situation you need for ensemble. So ensemble means, ensemble model, if the interviewer is asking, you need to say it is a combination of more than one model. It is for handling all kind of data. Okay, so more than one model, so for handling all kind of data. Then he may be asking how ensemble model will give you a better result when rather than a single model. Since ensemble algorithms are trained with multiple models, even the data is varying depending upon the data is generated or a variety of data. Since multiple models have trained for various different data, it is able to handle those data. That's why the prediction accuracy and learning will be very high when compared to a single model. So that is about ensemble model. Okay, so next question is outliers in data. Outliers. So outliers means what? Some data is having higher deviation than other data elements. Okay, so those data cannot be handled by your machine learning algorithm, and if the outliers, if the deviation of data is very higher in the data set, then your machine learning algorithm will provide very less result. Okay, that's why those outliers, then the interviewer says how outliers can be handled, either doing some transformation technique or changing of data into some range. We can perform the learning, and we can handle the outliers. So and we can obviously improve the accuracy. So like that you have to say. And the next question is cross validation. So cross validation is you are in supervised learning, you need to train the classifier. For that various portions of input data needs to be given. The cross validation is selecting the proportionate ratio of input data, and it is applying the classifier for building the model. Suppose 1000 records are there means first 100, second 100, third 100, fourth 100. Likewise, the 100 sets will be trained and the model will be built. Okay, otherwise first 100 and third 100 and fifth 100 and sixth 100. Likewise, so this is called cross validation. The input data for model building is taken in the so crossover method, and then the model is built, and so the model efficiency is increased. So this is known as cross validation. Okay, k-fold cross validation is the most prominently used cross validation technique. And the next question is precision recall. Okay, so precision is data is there in the selected item, how much it is relevant to the output, that is called precision. Okay, in the output how much it is related to the required data, that is known as recall. So you should not confuse. In the output how much it is relevant, how much relevant item, that is precision. Okay, so how many relevant items are in the output, that is recall. Almost it is similar when you are dividing. Suppose the 100 data you are having. Okay, precision means 15 documents or 15 documents are relevant in the out of 100 means 15/100 is the precision. When you are performing the learning, in the output only 10 relevant data only coming, 10/100, that is your recall. Okay, so you be clear on this. And next one is true positive, true negative, false positive, false negative. So true positive means when your machine learning algorithm is predicting what already it has been learned by the model, and real time also it is exactly predicted, means it is true positive. True negative means real model has predicted but it is not the actual result, that is true negative. False positive means your model has predicted wrong but actually real data is something different. False negative means both the predicted and actual values are negative. Okay, that is false negative. So this you must know. So next question is, what is confusion matrix? So confusion matrix is when a data is machine learning algorithms applied on the data, the true positive, true negative, false positive, false negative values are obtained, and using these four values a matrix is constructed, that is known as confusion matrix. This confusion matrix values are calculated. It is helping for performing the prediction. Okay, and the next question is sampling. Okay, sampling you might have studied in statistics or random process. Large volume of data is there. Directly if you are giving the algorithm, it may give some result, but applying some sampling method, some portion of data randomly you are picking some data, and then if you are applying the learning model, the learning rate may improve. So that's why it is the process of picking out the data items from the data set is known as sampling. So it helps to improve the learning accuracy of the machine learning algorithms. Okay, that is sampling. So next question is neural networks. So in machine learning nowadays, neural networks they are using. Okay, using multiple layers, the input data is given and the learning parameters are set accordingly, the outputs are predicted for a large volume of data. So that is about neural networks. In neural network there is a topic called feed forward neural network. Feed forward means whatever the output is coming next, so only in the forward direction only it will be feeding. Okay, input output, so next from this output what it can be learned with next input, like that it will be going ahead. So it is feed forward, no feedback is given to the backward. So that's why it is known as feed forward neural network. And another set of neural networks are there, it is a recurrent neural network. So this kind of recurrent is feedback is given to back to the system, neural network system, and along with the input this feedback is also taken into consideration and the learning is improved. So that is recurrent neural networks. Okay, and so next question is prediction and prediction accuracy. When you are saying machine learning, the prediction is very important. Okay, so how accurate it is? 75% accurate. The algorithm is 100%, not 100%. Any of the machine learning algorithm will not yield 100% result. 70 percentage, 80 percentage, 85, 90 only will be there, because entire data cannot be learned by the system, and prediction also different set of data will be coming, so it cannot yield 100%. So prediction is how accurate your model is for testing the new data, that is known as prediction. So prediction accuracy can be, next question is prediction accuracy, it can be estimated by identifying the error on the prediction error. If you are estimating, then you can calculate how accurate your prediction was. Okay, so that is about prediction accuracy. So these are all the set of basic questions about machine learning. Okay, I have covered machine learning, artificial intelligence, deep learning, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, semi supervised learning, and then bias, variance, time series, overfitting, underfitting, and curse of dimensionality, decision tree, and regression and versus classification, linear regression, logistic regression, k-means, knn algorithm. knn algorithm is applicable for image processing or not, and ensemble model, and outliers, precision recall, cross validation, sampling, true positive, true negative, false negative, neural network, feed forward neural network, recurrent neural network, prediction accuracy, all these things I have covered. So these are all the fundamental stuff related to machine learning. So any interview questions, mostly they will judge you based on these questions only. So beyond this, if they are asking, means some in detail algorithms only there. Okay, supervised algorithm, semi supervised algorithm, unsupervised algorithm, neural network algorithm, deep learning algorithm, all these algorithm perspective it will go. So basic what is what question, these are all the questions. So, and I would recommend many of the forums and links are available, so you can refer. So just you give top 50 questions in machine learning, top 25 questions in machine learning, interview questions in machine, like that you can give. And if you also go, you can go through it, these questions whatever I discussed will be covered in that, and additionally you can go through it. Sure, it will give you a great confidence on facing interviews related to machine learning and data science. Okay, so thank you.